Hey everyone, ready to dive deep into some songwriting.
I'm ready. Who are we listening to today?
Today we're hanging out with Mike Stoller,
Oh, wow.
one half of Leiber and Stoler,
The songwriting duo.
the one and only.
Oh, I'm excited.
These are the writers behind Jailhouse Rock, Hound, Stand By Me.
Huge hits.
And they didn't just write for like one big artist, they wrote for everyone, from Elvis to Peggy Lee,
Wow.
the Coasters, Benny King.
I mean, you really can't talk about rock and roll without talking about them.
Seriously, their catalog is incredible.
And what's amazing is that even though Jerry Leiber, the other half of the duo, passed away back in 2011, Mike Stoller, at 90 years old, is still going strong.
Talk about a legacy, right?
Absolutely.
And for this deep dive, we're really lucky to have a recent interview with Stoller where he just opens up about their creative process.
Oh, cool. Like, what does he talk about?
Well, for instance, did you know that Kansas City, that classic tune,
Yeah.
was actually a song they always hoped Elvis would record?
I did not know that.
Yeah.
And he didn't.
He didn't. It's hard to imagine, right?
I know. I mean, you think Elvis, he must have recorded every song they ever wrote.
Right. But it wasn't just about Elvis. I always think about their work with the Coasters.
Yeah.
The humor, the choreography, that energy that they brought to those songs, it's just special.
Yeah, they were so playful, but then their music was so tight, like it all just worked together.
Totally. And what's fascinating is it was a true collaboration. Leiber and Stoler weren't just handing over sheet music and saying, here, go record this.
Right.
They were really involved in shaping the performances like they would get in the recording studio with the artists.
Really?
Yeah. Stoler talks about often being in the sessions himself, playing piano.
Ah.
You can just picture them all in there, laughing, bouncing ideas off each other, almost like a comedy troupe.
That's so cool. I mean, and that makes sense. The songs are so full of life.
And those King Curtis saxophone solos.
Oh, yeah.
Stoler describes them as sounding like bluegrass fiddle.
Bluegrass fiddle.
I know. It just adds this whole other layer of fun.
It's true. It's like, who thinks of that?
Right.
Genius.
Okay, but speaking of iconic recordings,
Yes.
we have to talk about Peggy Lee's Is That All There Is?
Oh, what a song.
Right. When I first found out what inspired it, I was floored.
Okay, hold on. Before you even get into it, what struck you? What was so shocking?
It's just wild to me that a song so associated with powerful vocals,
Peggy Lee.
exactly like Peggy Lee, actually started as spoken word. It did.
Yeah.
And get this, the inspiration, a Thomas Mann novel.
Really?
I know.
Huh. That's not what you expect, is it?
Like, what sparked that connection for Stoler?
Right. I mean, it just shows their genius taking this literary inspiration and turning it into something so musically dynamic.
Absolutely.
It evolved beautifully to accommodate her incredible voice.
Oh, it's a perfect match, isn't it?
Absolutely.
In her reaction to the song, she said, that's my life story.
Wow.
She even told him, if you give this song to anybody else, I'll break all your pencils.
She meant business.
No kidding.
But, before Peggy Lee claimed it, another performer wanted to do the song, Georgia Brown. Georgia Brown.
Right, and she wanted to actually sing the lyrics.
Oh, wow.
Can you imagine? Like, that almost changed music history.
I know, right? It makes you wonder what would have happened.
Totally. Would we even have Peggy Lee's recording?
It's hard to say. It's hard to say.
And talk about unexpected contributions. Did you know Randy Newman was the arranger for her version?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. See, you don't think about that. You think about these songs and who made them famous.
Right.
You don't think about all the other people behind the scenes.
Absolutely. And, it's funny, even with a hit list, as long as theirs, not every Leiber and Stoler song found its perfect match right away.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Well, take Stand By Me.
Okay.
Stoler originally pictured Elvis singing that one.
Elvis.
I know.
Wow. I can't even imagine.
Right.
I mean, it's so associated with Benny King's voice.
Totally.
It's just one of those things where you hear it and you think, well, of course, it had to be him.
Right.
But Elvis, wow.
And speaking of incredible legacies, Mike Stoler, at 90 years old, is still actively involved in music.
Really? That's fantastic.
It's so inspiring. He's actually working on a new musical adaptation of Beaches.
Beaches.
Yeah. He's collaborating with the original author, Iris Dart, to bring the story to the stage.
Oh, wow. Like a musical version.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I mean, Beach is already a classic, the movie with Bette Midler.
Oh, I know.
So he's composing new music for this.
Yeah, it makes you wonder, what is it about this story, about music, that just keeps him going after all these years?
It's incredible, isn't it? Like, what keeps that fire burning?
I know. It's really a testament to the power of creativity.
Absolutely. And to think like the impact Leiber and Stoller's music has had over the decades. It's incredible.
What do you think is at the heart of their enduring appeal?
I think it's a lot of things, you know?
Yeah.
They had this amazing ability to capture a whole range of emotions. Totally.
Joy, heartbreak, longing.
Mm-hmm.
But it always felt so universal and yet personal at the same time.
Absolutely. And they never took themselves too seriously.
Oh, yeah, for sure. Their work with the Coasters.
Right. Pure fun.
Absolutely. But they also weren't afraid to tackle more serious themes.
True. Sure. Like what are you thinking?
Well, they weren't afraid to tackle more serious themes, like Yakety Yak, right? I
Yeah.
mean, with its message about teenage rebellion, but also responsibility.
Oh, for sure.
That's a serious topic.
And, you know, they were writing during such a pivotal time in history.
That's right.
This is the birth of rock and roll, the civil rights movement.
Absolutely.
And their music really became the soundtrack for a generation grappling with these huge societal changes.
And it's remarkable how they captured that.
They really did.
The spirit of the times.
It's true. Their songs tell stories. They make you feel something.
Yeah,
And they have this energy that just makes you want to get up and dance.
it's true.
They were masters.
You know, it's funny, even after spending all this time with Stoller's story,
Yeah.
I feel like we've only scratched the surface.
I know, right? I mean,
No.
we focused on a few key songs, but their catalog is massive.
It really is.
Who knows what other stories are out there?
Right, exactly.
What other creative partnerships are just waiting to be discovered?
And that brings us to our final thought.
Okay.
Something to keep those musical wheels turning
I like it.
after the episode ends.
All right, lay it on me.
This time we're turning the question over to you.
Ooh, okay.
We spent this episode with the legendary Mike Stoller.
Right, one half of Leiber and Stoler.
But who are the artists today that you think carry that same spirit?
Oh, that's a good question.
Who's writing songs that make you feel something deep?
Yeah.
Who's got that mix of raw emotion,
Mm-hmm.
social commentary,
Yeah.
and just pure joy that we've been talking about?
Who do you think?
Yeah.
Who's pushing boundaries? Blending genres, you know? Telling the stories that define our times.
Let us know. We're always up for a musical deep dive.
Absolutely.
You can find us on all the socials. Drop us a line on our website.
Yeah, let's keep this conversation going.
And hey, maybe your suggestion will spark our next deep dive.
Ooh, I like that.
Until then, keep exploring, keep listening,
Yes.
and keep the music playing.
Hear, hear.